Shut up.
There's people in other states coming to Alabama, and they're looking at this sign, have you seen it? And they're asking, have we seen what? Well, we want to see it.
Well, Alabama post offices are making history this week with the largest mass mailing ever to be distributed.
It's not a pamphlet or a flyer being sent, it's a videotape.
You've received a lot of criticism saying that the money that you put out for this could have been better spent on providing food or shelter for individuals. What is your response to that?
Well, actually, that was the same question Judas Iscariot asked, and Christ's response was, you have me with you now, but you always have the poor with you. I'm Dr. Bob Cosby with the Jesus Video Project of Alabama. In the Easter season of 1998, we mailed a copy of the Jesus Video to every home in Alabama. Every trailer park, every college dorm, every military barracks, every post office box, and every residence. That was 1.8 million copies. We're told to be his witnesses in Judea, Samaria, and to the uttermost parts of the earth. So my Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria was Alabama, so I was called to do this.
My name is Peggy Chastain, and I live in Andalusia, Alabama, out in the country. And I felt led to write him a letter and thank him, because how is he going to know if we don't tell him that we appreciate it? How does a person know unless you write a letter and tell them?
The Jesus Video is a docudrama produced by Campus Crusade for Christ and released by Warner Brothers in 1979. It simply is the Gospel of Luke. It's unembellished. It lacks hyperbole. It does not have a storyline that would divert you from the simple story of the life of Jesus Christ. And many times when a person watches the Jesus Video, they're really impressed by how relaxing it is.
Hello.
Hello. And we believe that God created the video for the purpose of communicating His Son Jesus Christ in the way that's closest to the way He originally presented Him in the first century.
Whoever welcomes this child in my name welcomes me. And whoever welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. For he who is least among you all is the greatest.
The original purpose of the Jesus film was to do missionary work around the world. And it was really only later that it was discovered that, of course, the Jesus in the Gospel of Luke was needed in America as well. And so we're actually doing missionary work across the United States using the Jesus Video.
Welcome to the Jesus Video Project, an outreach program founded by Campus Crusade for Christ that's designed to help you reach your local community for Christ by merely giving the Jesus Video away to people in your neighborhoods.
Well, quite frankly, I'm excited about the Jesus Video because it's a great way to reach each neighborhood with the good news of the Lord.
When I saw the Jesus Video, I thought of who I could share the tape with. My wife and I are just trying to be faithful seed planters, but what a harvest.
It really meant a lot to me to get that video through mail, to come through my mailbox, because that was to me. You know, there's some mean people out there. There's some that's very rude. There's some of them that's poor, you know. And everybody I saw, I'd think, now, what man was it that would want that person to have the video?
By the time 1997 came and we had this idea that perhaps mailing the video to every home would be the way to accomplish the mission that I felt that God had for me, I made a matching gift, anonymous gift offer of $2.75 million. But only one large contribution was made, and that was a gift of $100,000. Not nearly enough to accomplish the cost at that time, which was $5.5 million. The U.S. Airways stock that I held, that I had intended to pledge, actually went up in value. Hotline to heaven. So the broker called me back and said, well, God works in mysterious ways. And I said, well, tell me what happened. And he said, well, you sold 50,000 shares of U.S. Airways stock at 67.5. that was 3/4 of a point, even more than I put it into the market for. And so I wanted to be able to brag on what my Heavenly Father could do, and so I'm bragging.
There's signs of God in my own life every day. I worked at the Altex for 30 years at a sewing factory, and I could not understand why I'd lose my job. But then when I look back, I realize now God gave me a better job. I believe God put me there because I take good care of those people, and I don't just do their hair and shove them out the door.
My sister.
Yes, it is.
That man wanted those people to have that video. He cared just as much for them.
Well, I said he had to be interested in other souls, or he wouldn't have done that.
That's right. He was interested in souls.
Sure was.
I believe that God has especially designated that this film should be in every home in America. I believe that He is going to raise up individuals such as myself in other states to carry out the incremental steps to make this possible. I think it's our duty and obligation to use the best tool that God has ever provided in the history of man to share Jesus Christ with those with whom we are in contact.